Welcome. Week 5 is in the books. We have an exciting update for you guys here with the slew of videos coming out with the state of the franchise. Yes, special guest Grant coming in. We're going to be talking about your franchise and your future. Let's go. All right, and here we go. All right, so we have Remember the Titans. They're sitting pretty here at 7-1. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They got a pretty high power ranking here, you can see. And then their points for, so accumulated all the points in. I think this is doubled for the games. Grant, is that confirmed? Do you know what that is?
That is correct.
Okay, so it counts. So it'll double up if you have a good week for that game. So it's slightly inflated. He's got a really high average of 308. So hitting that 300 mark is kind of like a barrier. You're almost gonna win if you hit that 300 mark, unless if like these guys has got insane days. Okay, and then points against. He does have 2100 against him, and that's about 300 point difference between points for, points against, and the average is 270, and he's
out averaging his people by 38 points. That's pretty phenomenal.
Yep. And then we got to the division. He's gonna have the tiebreaker, so I gotta step my game up. You can see I'm right below here, so we're gonna dive deeper into Remember the Titans here. Go to the roster, and we're gonna check this out. Okay, so he's looking pretty good at quarterback with Lawrence, Love, and Murray. And they're not expensive, although Murray is his price is gonna go up. If you want to consider trading him, maybe dump him to someone who thinks that he won't be as expensive next year, right?
Well, Joe, he does have the asterisk there, though, so he does have him for this season and next season still.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you could still dump him to get a little better than, because at least the next guy would have him for one season of like at a pretty inexpensive rate, especially if you got Trevor Lawrence and Aaron Rodgers is kind of looking like an old Tom Brady, I guess. Not looking too good. All right, and then we got Cam Akers. The running backs here: ETN, Hall, Najee Harris, which I'm Grant, you're a Steelers fan. What's your take on Najee, man?
It's the offensive line. Can't block to save your life. They're a mess. I hate to say it, but the Steelers are a mess right now, and Najee's feeling the brunt of it. They got a rookie quarterback and a line that's not blocking, so.
Okay, yep. And then he's got Swift, he's solid in this running back for a long time. And then if he continues to pick up running backs, you need to rotate these guys out for extra picks. Try to get maybe 2 picks for him if you're going to rotate him out and pick up new guys coming next year.
And a point there, Joe, he just traded for ETN. He had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He just traded him up and acquired ETN this last week. So
that was a good trade, yeah, because even though Edwards-Helaire looked pretty good the few games, I still question that Pistachio guy is Isaiah Pacheco.
I think it was a good trade for him. He traded him at the top of his market. He'd been playing hot, and he moved him while he was hot. He got a first-round pick for next year, giving him a first-round pick for 24. I think he made an excellent trade there. It was an excellent move for his team. And also in this running back, Breece Hall has really come on as of late. I mean, look at that, 82 points this year. So he's really playing some top-notch ball. This guy's solid running back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. This is probably one of the top tier running backs. If I had to guess right now, just based upon talent, it's tough to see. I mean, these guys are in the top 10, and Akers could be in there, but I don't know what's going on with that. I'm kind of scared of Akers though. But But I wouldn't get rid of him right now because he's just too. You already got too much invested in to dump him for a second, third round pick, because he's not worth a first right now. He's just not. Okay. So and then let's go down to the wide receivers here. Which Bell, he could be coming on. I hope he comes, but he really hasn't shown much. Lamb and Metcalf, I mean Metcalf has done well with Geno Smith there. I'm very surprised. Palmer, someone who getting some catches due to injury. Pickens should be the number one wide receiver with Pickett.
I think shortly he will be. I think shortly because him and Kenny Pickett have a very good chemistry together. But we'll see how that plays out.
I think Deontay will still out target him, but I think that if you look at like a kind of like a production per catch, I think Pickens he's gonna get less targets, but he's gonna outproduce per yardage per catch.
Well, you saw that fantastic catch he made a couple weeks ago. I mean, that was
the Odell the woo catch that thing.
More talent than other guys.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I will say this about his wide receiver crew: he's got names in here, but unfortunately, his named players aren't producing their normal stuff that they would, like Lamb, Metcalf. When you got Cortland Sutton being your top guy. There's a little lacking there. This could be an area he could probably afford to improve in. Don't know exactly which way he'd go, but
well, if you're saying that he needs to improve on this, he has three guys that are better than all my whole entire wide receiver roster.
We haven't lynched your roster yet, but I'm looking forward to that point. Yeah, we'll do that. But here's the deal: is too, Joe. He's got quarterback issues on all three of those top guys. Really. I mean, you got Prescott's been out. Geno Smith is just coming into his own for Metcalf. And Russell Wilson is a lost puppy dog. So these guys are achieving well for what they have to work with, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think having a 70-point wide receiver right now is a good stat line to have. And then some good 40s, I mean, these 40 guys are going to come on. Tolbert, not really doing much, but yeah. Good, I mean, solid wide receiver core, in my opinion. It's pretty solid. I mean, they need to explode. None of them have had really big days either.
I would say that he's got 4 quality receivers and the rest are very pedestrian. But, yeah, I do like Lamb, Metcalf. Sutton, I do like Pickens a lot. So, and now, when Ridley gets back from his suspension, this year, next year, whenever that is, I mean, there'll be another one there, I'm sure.
Yeah, dude, I wonder if they trade him because, London and Pitts are there, so. Okay, so he's got McBride, Kyle Pitts, and Irv Smith Jr. Irv Smith Jr., he's been a letdown. I have him in a few leagues. He's been scoring about 9-10 points a game, and then Kyle Pitts, just not really seeing the field, And McBride is just a rookie stash, so could definitely use some star power here. Although you got the one of the best potential like dynasty tight ends in Pitts. He might be, him and Mark Andrews are probably number 1. Number 2 for dynasty tight ends. Of course, you could always put Kelsey in there.
Kyle's been injured most of the year. There's been some things that have been bothering him. So
yeah,
that got his productions down. So
and then kicker. I mean, you got Matt Gay and then Brett Maher. I mean,
he just picked up Mr. Mauer off the waiver wire, which is an excellent pick. I don't know how a guy with 102 points scored was still out there in the waiver wire, but great pickup there, Tim.
Yep. And then we got the defensive ends. Okay, this is where we're going to start getting into some big boy points because defense scores all the points. If you don't know that, this is the IDP league. Okay. Justin Jones, Javon Kinlaw, although I'm surprised he hasn't done anything, but I guess he had some health issues. Jeffrey Simmons, and then Al Woods. I mean, they're all 90 points and above. 100 point,
No.
anything at 100 points right now, I think is a good. You know, that's about what, 5 games. You're averaging about 20 points a game.
Yeah.
That's really solid. So, and I see almost three guys in the 90s. So we'll do a 90 point. That's close enough. You know, and then your defensive ends, Burns, Hughes, and Ward, again, solid guys. Yep, and the defense are cheap. Look at these cheap points. They're all just inexpensive. Okay, linebackers aren't scoring as much as the defensive ends and tight ends, or the defensive tackles. However, he's still got a guy in the 100 points with Devin White. I don't think we're going to see a lot of 100-point linebackers here. Okay, we'll see probably a lot of 80s. Okay, but 100-point linebacker, probably not too rare. And then look, I mean, he's got a 100-point corner. Safety is looking well too, but the depth here is kind of, we're getting into the bye week. He has no bye week issues, but I mean, he's only got, can you count McDuffie to do anything? Probably not. He's going to have to move off some people here.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to have a bye week issue at linebacker in week 11, but yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to have to flex out one or two positions, which he actually might go to this wide receiver spot, like this Kyle Phillips and this Josh Palmer. They really don't hold a lot of value on here, because you'll never start Palmer or Phillips when you've got a Scantling and a, you know, you just not. Okay, so.
And you're right, back at corner position, he's going to need to pick somebody up for this week because he's got Hobbs out, so he'll have to get somebody
Yep.
to play corner.
So overall, I mean, he's a little offensive heavy as far as names, but they really haven't panned out too much. But I think overall, he's got a pretty solid team, and his defense is looking pretty solid as far as points. Grant, what do you think?
Well, you can't complain at 7-1, right?
Right. Yeah, that's
Best record in the league. So,
Yep.
kudos to you, Tim, for that. And you got a couple. Hey, none of us are perfect. You just got a couple of areas to work on. And quite frankly, I hope you don't, because that way I can beat you next time, since you beat me this last week.
Yeah. And then real quick, we're gonna transition over to trades. We're just gonna go trade, and we're gonna look at his draft picks. Okay. So coming on down this coming year, I don't know, Grant, are you on the page or no?
No.
Okay, well, he's got 3 number 1 first round draft picks this coming year, and then he's got a number 2 and a number 3. So he's got a lot of picks coming up this year, and I wonder if he is just going to continue the offensive swing on with his draft picks, because I mean, he's already pretty set at running back and wide receivers as far as depth. But is he? I don't think he would spend a first round draft pick on, like, you know, the best, like you know, Hutchinson or you know, Trayvon Williams. It's hard. I think. Well,
Tim's pretty good at collecting those draft picks. He's got 3 number 1s. I'm sure he's got plans on using them all, unless he makes some big blockbuster deal with somebody.
Yeah. I don't know, but maybe during the offseason I would look at unloading one of these high-end running backs, and then, because you know he's going to pick up 1 or 2 running backs with those picks. Keep rotating them out. If you could trade, Najee Harris for maybe 2 assets instead of 1, or go get a really like a really big heavy hitter in a position that you're looking at needing. And then for the 2024, he also got 2 a 4th round and 2 5th-round picks next year too. So he's loaded with picks. Okay, and then even the 2024 year, he's got another 2 first-round picks. He's got one of yours. He has 4 second-round draft picks. 2024,
Oh wow.
4 second-round draft picks, 2 third-round draft picks, 3 fourth-round draft picks, and 2 fifth-round draft picks. He is just going to be drafting and drafting. He's got so much asset here, and he could go all in if he traded some of his assets for big scoring players this year. He could win it. It's like trading in some of these picks for players. I need some draft picks.
There you go.
I need some draft picks.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but I need
Make matchup me.
and I need some next year draft picks though. So yeah. Well, I mean, overall, I think he's got a good team, and he's looking like he's got a good future.
I agree.